even am I? Like at a certain point you think like, who am I? You are not able to understand yourself at a certain point. And no, I'm not talking about like just a profession or hobbies or anything. I'm talking about like your whole persona, your mindset, your the way you think. Now in this video I'm going to talk about why is it so hard yet important to figure out yourself very well, very deeply, and what's like, why is it so important, why is it so necessary to know yourself on a deep level. So first thing is first, how we or how everyone perceives the world. Everyone is raised in a different household, environment, culture, country, and let's say, yeah, a household. For example, as for someone who is raised in a I would say someone who is raised in a loud expressive house would see directness as honesty, while someone who was raised in a non-expressive and like very quiet family, they would see directness as rudeness or like unnecessary boldness. Second, our senses are very like everyone reacts to things differently. Some people like some things that others don't, and there are some people that do not like the certain things that others do. For example, there's this girl who is like talking very loudly, and she's laughing and like having fun with her friends, and they're like two people with different mindsets observing her, and one is like, oh my gosh, she's so full of life, so cheerful, and the other is she's such a pick me, such an attention seeker. So that's how their brain chemistry works, and how they think about other things such as that girl or any person or anything or any matter. It tells us about their stories, how they, when they were young, how they reacted to certain things unconsciously when those things happened to them for the first time, and then that became their habit or like the way they started to think. Now why is it so important to know yourself, to recognize yourself? Because when you do not know who you are, you suppress your creativity. You're unique in your own way. When you are like, I don't know who I am, when you are confused about yourself, you can be creative, you can do anything, you can explore. And the way, the things that stand out to you the most, the things that matter to you the most, those are the things that determine the way you are going to explore the world. Second thing is, what are our personality drivers? What makes us like, what causes our dopamine boost, what causes us to be very boosted up, and like what boosts our confidence and creativity? What is it that excites us? To know what drives you the most excited, you have to live authentically. You cannot be like listening to others, doing what they want you to do, like being a people pleaser. You can't figure out yourself like that. If you want to know what makes you happy, you have to be honest to yourself and live authentically. And everyone has different mood drivers, personality drivers, core drivers. For example, there's this person who goes to gym and it makes him happy, and there's this another person who makes pottery, and like making pottery pieces, ornaments, makes him happy. They have different personality drivers, I would say. Like one is like excited by very calm things, while other is excited by physical activity. You have to know what you want. You have to be brutally honest with yourself. And when you know how you how can you drive your excitement high, you can get a guide to your behavior. You will get to know better that how, why you react to things the way you react. Third thing is how you have a conversation and what is the psychology behind it. It is how you communicate and connect yourself to others. Some people, they think connecting is just like being with other person and like being helpful to them and getting help from them. But no, connection is like a big word, a deep word, and it means like sharing the same spirits and like sharing the same thoughts, and not exactly the same, because as I said earlier, everyone has different thinking, different brain chemistry. But connection means you have to know other person's uh, perception very deeply. Like you can't be just listening to their words and nodding your head and say like you understand, and you may understand, but inside your heart you're like, okay, this person's like stupid, he doesn't know anything. And like when you know how to communicate with someone on a deeper level, to connect to their spirits, their emotions, it helps you understand them better and yourself too. When you connect with others, you get to explore yourself, that I think this way, this person thinks this way, and why is it. Then you get to explore why you think the way you think, and like how can you analyze your personality with. Interaction is when we get to talk with people, to work with them, to be with them, and to be helpful to them, and being and causing an impact on their life. And interaction shapes perception. How when you interact to like there's this person who does drugs and like parties all the time, and you interact with them, so you go home and think, oh, this world is so like corrupted, and no one the new generation, they don't think about their future. And the next day you meet someone who is very ambitious and has lots of goals, and then you come home and like, oh, there are a lot of people in this world who want to achieve big goals, help others. So the type of people that you attract with shapes your perception about. And this is my favorite part about this video, that reflection builds awareness. When you see yourself in someone else, or you do not see yourself in someone else, when you feel like this person, oh, this person thinks the same as me, or you're like, oh, this person does not think the same as me, then you get to understand, oh, okay, maybe this is why I think like this and how I think. And since I talked about interaction and reflection, they work together. Since interaction shapes your perception and reflection tells you about yourself, they work together to shape your personality, to determine how are you going to react to the things that happen in your surroundings. And one more thing, personality always evolves. A few days ago I had a practical exam, and during viva my examiner asked me like, if you were in a situation in your life where you had to choose between intelligence and personality, what would you choose? I was like, I would definitely choose personality, because intelligence, what the heck is even intelligence? No brain is weak, because according to me intelligence can be induced. You can teach someone something, you can make them learn slowly or quickly, that depends, because everyone's brain chemistry is different. Some people learn fast, some people learn slower than others. But personality always evolves. You cannot change someone's personality forcefully. They can, if their personality evolves, that's based on their environment, they can do it themselves. You cannot change someone else's personality. And exactly, you have the power to change your own personality, not someone else's. Personality always evolves based on your environment. If you move places, you move schools, you move workplace, you even like change neighborhood, every time you have a change in your life, your personality evolves. The next thing is external pressure and internal pressure. You have to separate these two things. External pressure comes from outside expectations, what others want you to do, what like when others try to pull you to their level, you have to rise up again. You're not going to let them do that. Internal pressure comes within yourself, what makes you feel alive, and what makes you want to go do everything. For example, there's this person who wants to be like very creative, who has a lots of hobbies, and like he doesn't know what to do, because he has a lots of hobbies, so he thinks he can pursue a lot of professions, but he can't choose. And there's this another person who is telling him to graduate and get a 9 to 5 job. I'm not even judging 9 to 5 job, I'm just telling a fact that telling someone what to do, and if you're being told what to do, that's external pressure, and you have to separate it with internal pressure. You have to know what you want to do. You have to think, you have to imagine, like if someone's saying you to become an engineer or architecture. You have to think, if I go there, like, will I be able to interact with people how I want to interact with people? Would I be able to work, like, can I give this much time that this job requires? Or like, you have to know your life goals. Is it family or is it work before? Of course it should be family first, but you have to think your way, like how are you going to deal with things if you do how others want you to do. But if you do what you like to do, you're obviously gonna figure it out. How are you going to deal with things? When you know what you want to do, you you're very clear to yourself. You know how are you going to deal with things if they come your way. Next thing and last thing, last but not least, it is that your what you want to do, what excites you is the your natural interests. These are your natural interests, the kind of brain chemistry you have, and like um, the impact of environment. So these are your interests, and they're signals of where to go in your life, what path to choose. And like this, let that sink in, that your path is unique. No matter what, your path is unique. It doesn't have to be the same way as others. It does not have to be, and it won't be. You cannot be on someone else's way and know that this is the right way, because famous or safe path does not always mean the right. It does not have to be the same as others. You have a unique path of your own, and your interests are the signals of what to do, or like where to go in your life. And following what you want to do builds self trust. Because let's say someone told you to get XYZ job, and you got the XYZ job, and then 6 months later you're like burnt out, very burnt out. Who are you going to blame then? That person might be somewhere else in life, enjoying their life, like, okay. And then you're like, oh, why did I listen to them? Why didn't I not do what I wanted to do? And let's say there was something that you wanted to do, for example, that was you want to become an artist, and you became an artist. Let's say, even if you did not gain the fame, even if you did not earn the way you wanted to, how much you expected, you will at least know that you tried. And you won't be burnt out. You will have trust in yourself, that I tried once, I'll try again and again and again until I succeed. Because what when at least you will know that I tried for myself, I did not listen to other. Because when you will listen to other and get burnt out or get the negative results, you won't be able to blame anyone, not themselves, neither you can't blame anyone that way. You will only have to then cry about your fate, maybe. So this was the motive of this video, that why knowing yourself is so important, and how it shapes the way you think. And what, like, you have to know yourself, that why am I like this, and what made me think like this, why do I perceive the world like this, and if I am like this, what should I do in my life. I hope this video helped you, and bye bye until next video.